Climate change is a change in the usual weather patterns in a region. In the last couple of decades, temperature has risen in the Earth's climate. This change is impacting local climates all around the world. Changes in weather happen all the time, but weather and climate are not the same thing. Weather is the day-to-day change in a temperature and precipitation in a place. You can describe the weather in your community by looking outside. If it's snowy right now, that's today's weather. Climate, on the other hand, is usual weather in a place over a long period of time. It is possible for weather to change quickly. For example, it might be sunny in the morning and rainy in the afternoon. Climate changes much more slowly. Earth's climate has been about same for 9,000 years.
As a resident of this planet, we should do everything to preserve it. We people should start to change. One simple action to prevent climate change comes a long way. There are 6 simple steps that we can do to help our mother nature. Number 1. Save energy at home. Much of our electricity and heat is powered by coal, oil, and gas. Use less energy by lowering your heating and cooling, switching to LED light bulbs and energy-efficient electric appliances. Washing your laundry with cold water or hanging things to dry instead of using a dryer. Number 2. Walk, cycle, or take public transport. The world's roads are clogged with vehicles, most of them burning diesel or petrol. Walking or riding a bike instead of driving will reduce greenhouse gas emissions and help your health and fitness. For longer distance, consider taking a train or bus, and carpool whenever possible. Number 3. Eat more vegetables. Eating more vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds, and less meat and dairy can significantly lower your environmental impact. Producing plant-based foods generally results in fewer greenhouse gas emissions and requires less energy, land, and water. Number 4. Consider your travel. Aeroplanes burn large amounts of fossil fuels, producing significant greenhouse gas emissions that makes taking fewer flights one of the fastest ways to reduce your environmental impact. When you can meet virtually, take a train or skip that long distance trip altogether. Number 5. Throw away less food. When you throw food away, you're also wasting the resources and energy that were used to grow, produce, package, and transport it. And when food rots in a landfill, it produces methane, a powerful greenhouse gas. So use what you buy and compost any leftovers. Reduce, reuse. Number 6. Reduce, reuse, repair, and recycle. Electronics, clothes, and other items we buy cause carbon emission at each point in production, from the extraction of raw materials to manufacturing and transporting goods to market. To protect our climate, buy fewer things, shop second-hand, repair what you can recycle.
Solution to climate change. Climate change is now happening and is the most serious threat life to our planet. Fortunately, there are plenty of solutions to climate change. Core to all climate change solutions are reducing greenhouse gas emissions, which must get zero as soon as possible. because both forests and oceans play vitally important roles in regulating our climate. Increasing the natural ability of forests and oceans to absorb carbon dioxide can also help to stop the global warming. The main way to stop the climate change are to pressure government and businesses to keep fossil fuels in the ground. Fossil fuels include coal, oil, and gas, and more that are extracted and burned. The worst climate change will get invest in renewable energy, changing our main energy sources to clean and Changing our main energy sources to clean and renewable energy is the best way to stop using fossil fuels. These include technologies like solar, wind, wave, tidal, and geothermal power. Restore nature to absorb the carbon. The natural world is very good at cleaning up our emissions, but we need to look after it. Planting trees at the right places or giving land back to our nature through rewilding schemes is a good place to start. This is because photosynthesizing plants draw down the carbon dioxide as they grow. Reduce plastic. Plastic is made from oil, and the process of extracting, refining, and turning oil into plastic, or even polyester for clothing, is surprisingly carbon intense. It doesn't break down quickly in nature, so a lot of plastic is burned, which contributes to emissions.
Recommendations of climate change. These first ever recommendations on climate change related statistics are aimed to improving existing official statistics to support climate change analysis and reporting on greenhouse gas emissions under the Kyoto Protocol. The focus is not on scientific or meteorological data describing changes in weathering and climate, but rather on statistics that are relevant for analyzing climate change, its causes and impacts. The recommendations are primarily targeted at official statisticians building on their key competence. The publication can also be useful when establishing partnerships with other producers and users of climate change-related statistics. More than co-countries and international organizations endorsed the recommendation in April 2014.
Human-induced climate change has contributed to changing patterns of extreme weather across the globe, from longer, hotter heat waves to heavier rain from abroad. Pervasive all-weather events are now connected to climate change, while natural variability continues to play a key role in extreme weather. Climate change has shifted the odds and changed the natural climate, making certain types of extreme weather more frequent and more intense. While our understanding of how climate change affects extreme weather is still developing, evidence suggests that extreme weather may be affected even more than anticipated. Extreme weather is on the rise, and the indications are that it will continue increase in both predictable and unpredictable ways.